Words are about to be spoken on the extreme life of Matt Hardy, brought to you by the Ad Free Shows podcast, Heat and Wrestling According to Alba Networks. I'm Jon Alba. That is the broken one. That is the woken one. That is the spoken one himself, Mr. Matt Hardy. What are you rocking there, man? That's an awesome shirt you got.
I was going to shout out Trey Miguel first and foremost. He gave me this shirt a few weeks back. He gave myself and Jeff one. He has a buddy that made these special, and it has big on the back. Fear is a 4-letter word. It's all Hardy Boys through and through and through. And I saw Jeff wore one in one of his custom videos. Jeff makes his very unique videos that are very different. And Jeff rocked it. I was like, man, I was up there and I was going to grab a shirt, and I just saw this in the closet. I was like, man, let me throw that on. Shout out Trey Miguel of the Rascals. And it was cool. I was very happy to see all 4 Rascals together for the first time in a very, very long time. It was cool to see them. They had a great moment at Turning Point.
I was going to say, I feel like the Rascals, the Hardy Boys would have been kindred spirits with the Rascals if this was 1999.
I think so. Yeah. The Rascals, oh boy, they still, I think all of them constantly pinch themselves. You know, they're like working with the Hardy Boys now and on the same roster. And it's so cool, man. What great guys. All of them are just tremendous. It's been so great to get to know them all and get to work with them. And it's so great to see them in such a successful position right now. And it was cool that, you know, Wesley was back and he's back with them, and they're going to ride high right now, all 4 of them. And I like the fact that the company wants to keep all 4 of them together.
Well, I think it's a great thing that they're out there together. They're all 4 really talented guys. And yes, cut from the cloth of those crazy Hardy Boys. We got people watching via Wrestling According to Alba, including your boy, Coach Rosie, who at this point, he's an unofficial Hardy Boy. I feel like he's been hanging around you guys so much, but he's out
Coach
here.
Josh Hardy.
We got too many Joshes, though. Too many Joshes or Die Hardys, but that's okay.
We got a lot of Joshes in the squad.
We got a lot. You were on Busted Open as we tape this today.
Did you hear how big Die Hardy?
Dude, that's what I was just going to bring up. Tommy Dreamer could not get over the term Die Hardy.
And I was like, bro, I've been saying it in TNA pre-tapes. Are you watching the product? Yeah, it is good. And I have thought about this for a while. That what about the people out there that are watching Wrestling According to Alba? Would you guys like to see a Die Hardy shirt? You know,
I'd be down with that.
I know a Die Hardy supporter of Matt and Jeff.
I know Rajiv, who's watching, always be down with the V1 shirt. I think that's what you got to do. You see how he spelled it out like that? I think we need a shirt that spells it out just like that.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think that's good marketing material right there. Yeah, man, you were on Busted Open Radio, and you were talking about the Hardy Party, because this is the last time we're going to get a chance to promote this thing.
Is it.
So let's hit it hard here, my friend.
Do or die.
It is the Hardy Party. It's coming to New York City, Connolly's in Times Square, November 22nd, 11 a.m. doors. Show's going to start about a half hour later. We're going to do some warm-ups. Actually, Matt, we can announce this right now. There's going to be a special giveaway as the show starts to get underway where you can win some signed Hardy items if you can do a little special something, which you'll have to find out when you walk in the building. But it's going to be an awesome time, man. HardyBoysLive.com is where you get your tickets. And I kid you not, we've been on the air for 3 minutes and 42 seconds right now. And since we started recording, we have sold 3 tickets. So these tickets are flying. And I'm being totally serious with that. HardyBoysLive.com. It's going to be a poppin' afternoon, a live Matt Hardy podcast, a live Jeff Hardy concert, a meet, greet, and delete for the ages, plus some amazing food and drinks to complement the afternoon. You're going to have plenty of time to get across the river if you want to go to AW Full Gear later in the night. A full day of professional wrestling. Doesn't get better than this, does it?
No, it does not, man. And once again, I'd said that before. It's do or die time, but basically it is do it die Hardy time right now. It is time to grab that ticket. Make sure to come out. This Hardy Party on November the 22nd is going to absolutely be a blast. It's in the Big Apple. It's in New York City, in the heart and in the heat of Times Square, and we cannot wait to have this at Connolly's on Saturday afternoon.
Dude, I was outside of Madison Square Garden passing out flyers, and people were like, oh my God. The Hardys are coming to Times Square. They're going to be here this weekend. It's a big deal, man. And I can't wait for people to see, if you've never been to a Hardy Party, how exciting these are. They are So unique. They are different than any other experience in pro wrestling. You guys are doing one earlier the day before in Watertown, New York,
Yes.
which is all the way upstate. And you're doing that in conjunction with another party. So it's going to be an ultra party there in northern New York and upstate New York. Then you're going to come down to Times Square. Then you're going to Maryland the next day, right?
That's right. Yeah. And then we're going to be down in Maryland at the White Marsh Mall at Dave and Buster's. We'll be starting at noon on that day. We are going from noon to 3 p.m. at Dave and Buster's in Maryland.
It's the Hardys on tour.
Yeah, it is.
And you
this
guys,
is a nice one too. We it's going to be a lot less bumps than normal.
No 10 on 4 off for this one.
There you have it. No 10 on 4 off.
No, man, this is going to be such a great time. This is going to be our biggest Hardy party of 2025 in the Big Apple. It might be a few months at least before we do another premium Hardy party, if you will. So do not miss out on this one. HardyBoysLive.com. We're sending out 2025 in style right outside where the ball drops, by the way. So we cannot wait to see you guys there. HardyBoysLive.com. Pick up your tickets today. They will be available at the door if you got to make a last-minute decision, but take the hassle out of it. Pick up your tickets now. Ensure your seat. It's going to be an amazing time. We can't wait to see you there.
And this Hardy party is also not going to be very far away from where WWE was on this past Monday. It's not going to be very far away from where NXT was on this past Tuesday in the Big Apple.
No, short little walk right down. As that's actually what I was saying is people were outside. They're like, where is it? Where's it? I was like, right down the street over there in Connolly's.
Right.
About an 8-minute walk down that way. You can't miss it. It's a gigantic Irish sign. It's perfect, man. It's a great location. They've been super hospitable. Very, very excited to partner with our pals over at Connolly's for this. And it's going to be amazing, man. I'm sincerely so excited because also this is a Hardy party on my home turf.
Yeah.
So this is my SummerSlam 2000.
Right
I just hope things go a little better for me.
Right. We're going to try and get you over. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change the book in the last second, brother. I was going to say, man, I'm excited about this Connolly's. You put over the food real big. I'm excited to like pig out while I'm there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to break old Fat Hardy out for a minute and let him go nuts.
Wait, so I was handing out flyers, and someone I give them the flyer and I explain to them what the event is, and he goes, "Well, I totally forgot to tell you this." He goes, "Not really a big Matt Hardy fan, but I am a Fat Hardy fan."
Oh,
and I was like, all right, you're in. You know, get your ass down to Connolly's. He gets it. He's in on the bit.
Come and heckle me.
He's in on the bit. So
that's funny.
He might have been an old ROH creature back in the day.
I would almost bet on it. I would bet on it. That was my calling card there. They loved it.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about that. We've never talked about that at a live show before, so maybe we'll talk a little bit about that being in New York.
I mean, the very first night they chanted that, I said, "Oh, watch this, guys! Watch this." Let me lean into that. I went for Halloween that year as Fat Hardy.
There you go. You made the most of it. You leaned into the bit.
I posted on a Dump and Delete thing because I'd used it somewhere else. A picture of Jason Voorhees squaring off with Fat Hardy. It was a hell of a deal. You know, Fat Hardy had a big sloppy ass shirt on and Zubaz pants and old school and, you know, big belly. It was a very fun, entertaining Halloween. And my wife, who trying to think, I don't even think we were married then. My fiance at the time, she actually was a hamburger, and that was our whole bit. I was Fat Hardy and she was a burger.
Just couldn't keep your hands off. We got to wait for the Blue Chew ad. It's not yet, so you just gotta wait.
Sorry. I thought we were segueing in.
Yeah, we gotta wait. We have a threshold of how long we gotta wait. So we'll see. Don't worry, we'll return to this. Rose is saying he was upset that Leon and Javon didn't beat those jerks Dark State. I'll tell you what, though, it was a big week for your boy Javon Evans. He had a chance to face Gunther at Madison Square Garden, and he didn't win. But, man, getting an opportunity like that, was he 21 years old to compete at Madison Square Garden on a super hot show? That's got to be like an all-time highlight for someone like that.
That's some Jeff Hardy shit. You know what I mean?
It is.
That's what I think when we first wrestled there 21 and 23, 21, 23, 21, 24, something along those lines.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. And he did a great job. I was at the final John Cena Raw taping at Madison Square Garden, and man, I sent you videos of the responses from that night. And our episode today is going to be about Dolph Ziggler, and we'll talk about Nic Nemeth and his run and everything he's been doing and his match on Raw. But this place was like legit 19,500 people there. It was locked and loaded. And I don't know how much of the show you saw, but they did the 6-man tag with the Judgment Day and then Sheamus, Cena, and Ray.
Yeah.
They did a bunch of fun house show style spots where the heels got their comeuppance quite a few times in some creative, innovative ways. It felt like a real celebration of John Cena on Monday night, and he's going to face Dominic Mysterio at Survivor Series. But I don't know, man, and I was never even like a huge Cena guy growing up, but we talked about him a lot last week, and being there at that last Raw with him, it's starting to feel a little melancholy about Big Match John here. How are you feeling about it all?
When he's gone, he will be bereaved, no doubt. I mean, I feel it. It's sad,
and like it's a good thing too, because you want to be able to celebrate people and be able to honor them when they're here, still active, still performing, and you want to be able to showcase the Gothic baby. Here on.
Tell everybody hello, Evie. Hi. You have a big audience watching you.
You do. Hello,
Evie. You performed earlier. She was singing and dancing. And
she did such a good job.
She's wanting to have a little bit of a cheese.
Oh, a cheese stick. Okay.
People just think I'm this big tough wrestler. But here, baby.
Thank you.
Here. You want this one too?
Yeah.
Not just one?
No.
2?
Yes.
You like 2?
Yeah.
She is quite the performer, I got to tell you. And if you haven't guessed it yet, she is a spoiler. She is wearing an outfit from Wicked.
Galinda.
And here you go. Yeah. There's your other one. All right. Let me finish up.
We'll see you later, Galinda.
Bye, Galinda. And there's my wife, huge Wicked fan. And they're pretty excited about the new movie coming up soon.
Well, we got Rajiv in here saying he was not a big Cena guy either, but he definitely got the graduation goggles watching his last Raw. Someone might have been cutting onions. I don't know, man. It's hidden. I mean, what do you think about that? Like his last big match here on pay-per-view is going to be against Dom Mysterio. They're making a program out of this, which I can appreciate. I've been pretty critical of the Cena booking on this retirement tour. I can appreciate they're giving him like an actual story to bite into for his final program here.
I dig that, especially the one thing that really kind of the thing that I wasn't a huge fan of was the Brock thing, just him going out and getting dominated. I don't feel like I don't mind him putting someone over at some point. I think he probably wants to do that, but like Brock's not a guy that really needs it, and
there's no payoff to it. There's no payoff.
There's no scenario where that makes anybody feel anything. Because I'm a guy who thinks about pro wrestling in terms of emotions, as I say all the time, emotions and emotional investment. What they're doing with Cena right now is pitch perfect, I think, because it really is looping in to everyone's feels and everyone's emotions. And just like you said, I mean, you're feeling it, John. So they're doing something right, obviously. And a lot of other people are too. And I can tell it too. Like you feel John is coming towards the end, but he is being his most genuine, most authentic self. And he feels very real. I saw an interview with him and he just sounded and felt so real in it. It was great. He even talked about the whole deal with, Zack Ryder being back, and you feel for the man, John Cena, the human being. And I feel like that's what we're seeing more or less right now. And I like how they do it because they're tying emotion in.
Rosie asking, how would you book John versus Dom at Survivor Series in San Diego?
I think you book John versus Dom in a way how I would do it. I would ride out his Intercontinental title reign until his final match. I think.
Really?
I think I would. They may have him drop it to Dom, and I understand that if they do. But I think you could have him go out and have him bust his ass and make Dom look like $1 million. Make it almost looks like he escapes Dom in some ways. I think Dom could go into this match and John could retain the title, but Dom could come out as the bigger star even following this match. Because I think there is going to be some sort of, I think you have him in his final match with that Intercontinental title, and it adds to the question of like, does he win or does he lose?
Ate all my cheese.
You ate all your cheese? All right. I'm very proud of you.
Are you want to spin this?
No, I got a little more time. You got that? I'll be all yours after this. All right.
The dirt sheets, the sheets are out here transcribing Matt Hardy on John Cena, and then we got Glenn interrupting.
All right. Well, you're gonna. Okay. You just want to watch? Just watch for a second, then. So no, you can't make noise. You can't make noise. You have to get the boot. I'll have to tell Mama.
Oh, you do not want that.
You don't want that. All right, listen to this. You ready? Go find Barty. Go find Barty for me, okay? He's in the shower. Oh, Mama made him wash because he stinks. No, he's a boy. He's a stinky boy.
You can't say the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy isn't authentic. It is certainly.
You're right. You can't say it isn't authentic. No doubt about it.
Mom's fixing Buddy's hair.
Oh, she's fixing his hair. Okay,
I get that. I deeply resonate with that.
Yes. Okay. Well, can you just go hang out with him for a little bit? Let me finish. You wild girl.
This is the House Hardy.
All right. Okay. Back to what I was saying. I think there's something very intriguing. Evie, do you know who John Cena is? Have you heard that name? Wolfie would say John Cena a lot.
Yes.
That's Bryan Danielson.
Yes, that's Bryan Danielson. I think there's something very intriguing if he goes into his last match as the Intercontinental Champion and he's up against some monster. And there is that question like, does John lose the Intercontinental title in this match, in his final match, or does he win and retire as Intercontinental Champion? And it kind of parallels the Sting thing. They probably won't do it for that reason. I would probably see him dropping it. I think John would probably want to, but I think it does add an extra bit of interest to his final match if he goes into it as Intercontinental Champion.
Interesting. So I'll let you take your business here, and I'll take over. So I think that this is a situation where John doesn't need to be the Intercontinental Champion in his final match. The intrigue to me is not John Cena being the Intercontinental Champion and will he lose the belt in his last match, because the belt was given to him for twofold. A, to give him the career Grand Slam, and B, to give him the big moment in Boston. So I was good with that, and I had no problem with that. But I think it's much better overall business to have Cena drop the title to Dom, put him over in Dom's hometown, San Diego, Mysterio Legacy 619, give Dom that big win. And that last match is then no longer about a title. It's one last time will John Cena never give up, rise above hate, overcome the odds. Because think about it. Let's say Gunther wins this tournament, which I think he's probably the betting odds favorite to win this tournament right now.
Yeah.
Does Gunther need to be Intercontinental Champion again? Not really. Does he really benefit from that? Or does he benefit more from being able to say, I retired John Cena? And I think, personally, that's a stronger route to go. Just how I see it.
No, I see that. But even when you say Dom is perfect as the Intercontinental Champion, no doubt about it. Him being in San Diego, which is where everyone thinks about, you hear Mysterio, you think about San Diego. It's almost in some ways too perfectly aligned for him to win it back. So I don't know. There's something about that makes me think they're going to throw a monkey wrench in this.
Interesting. You see, you've been tormented by Vince McMahon's booking for too long.
Possibly.
That's
And this isn't Miko Mahan necessarily calling this one, but it is someone who is, sat under his learning tree for quite a while. It will be interesting to see what goes on. I would guess too, Gunther kind of makes sense. I feel like for his final match, but I don't know. For some reason, I have a feeling that we might see Cena end up getting through this match as Intercontinental Champion.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've got a group chat with a bunch of friends, and for whatever reason, somehow, some way, the Vince McMahon he's gonna puke video came up in my chat today.
Yeah,
which I know that's a personal favorite of yours as well. Oh, yeah. What'd that sound like by chance?
He's gonna puke. And his demonstration too, like I love how he had the little trash can. He said, and then this guy, he's sitting there.
You want some coffee? You want some coffee, pal?
Yeah, Well, and you can see it's churning. It's just churning inside of it. Yeah. He's gonna. That's good shit.
And look, the reality is, man, sometimes we come across some unpleasant scents throughout the day that make you want to puke. But as long as that person next to you is wearing Mando, you got nothing to worry about. You don't got to worry about puking because everything is going to be squeaky clean down under those pits or wherever you choose to wear Mando. Maybe your balls stink. Maybe your pits stink. Who's to say? But I love with Mando that you don't have to worry about the scents around you, including your own. Because Mando is a whole body deodorant that's safe to use anywhere on your body. It's created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. And it's clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. Mando's solid deodorant stick is formulated and powered by mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts. And its spray deodorant is aluminum-free and ideal for hard-to-reach places. And best of all their products are baking soda-free and they're paraben-free. This is one of our longtime sponsors on the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy, Matt, and we are rocking Mando everywhere you go. I know you're rocking Mando on your Northeast tour this weekend.
I have to, especially we're going to have these full houses at these Hardy parties, and then we're going to have these long drives in between, just like the old days. You know what I mean? Not 10 days on, 4 days off, but we have 3 days on, and they're going to be 3 very fun days. And yeah, I definitely want to stay cool. I want to stay fresh, and I want people to, when I meet, greet, and delete them, go, wow, he smells like a lovely spring morning.
He smells like Rikishi after the baby powder.
Yeah.
Delectable, even.
He smells like Rikishi after he gave me a stink face, and I'm his favorite person in the world.
Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers because with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like the mini body wash with the deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for our listeners, new customers get 20% off site-wide with our exclusive code. Use code MattHardy at shopmando.com for 20% off site-wide plus free shipping. SHOPMANDO.com. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. Mando's got you covered with deodorant plus sweat control. Say goodbye to sweat stains and hello to long-lasting freshness. Good Rikishi call back there. That's one for the diehardies.
That is one for the diehardies. The diehardies know that one.
Josh Henney's one of the diehardies, and he's in here. Finally made it to a live show again, courtesy of WrestlingCoinAlba.com, of course.
Very good. We've missed you, Josh Henney. Glad you're back.
He says, curing taint stank daily is Mando.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He wouldn't even have to use it. If Mando was around back in those days, he wouldn't even have to go out and purchase the baby powder.
That's very true. That's very true. I got to ask you, though, TNA, man, some controversy this past week. Mike Santana no longer the TNA World Champion, Frankie Kazarian, is. Santana didn't even have a single TV taping as champion here. And he drops the belt, and it's got a lot of people talking. Now, I know you're a diehardie for TNA right now, but we spent a lot of time talking about Mike Santana on the show. We had Mike Santana on the show en route to his pursuit of the TNA World Championship. What do you think about Frankie Kaz winning the big one?
Kazarian is someone I think has deserved to be the TNA World Champion. He's a TNA day oneer. He is more or less he is a product of total nonstop action TNA wrestling. So I'm very happy to get it. He is someone who's very deserving of it. I'm very happy. He was able to leave AEW and come back to TNA, and he's been so much happier since he's been back there. And it's been great that he has been thriving and doing really well. And he's doing some of the best work of his career. It worked out. It was a very strange circumstance, no doubt about it. And I don't know if that's specifically how I would have done it, but it is one of those things that happened. And now you have Frankie Kazarian, which is a piece of shit heel. And he's very good at being a piece of shit heel. He embraces the fact that he's a piece of shit heel, and he wants to be that through and through and through and through. And now you have Mike Santana, who is going to be on the warpath to beat his ass and win back the title. So the one positive thing I can say about it is I think we have a hot story in place that we can start telling.
Okay. All right. I'll respect that response. You know me, man. I think sometimes, and TNA is not the only one guilty of this, in my opinion. I think every promotion, sometimes you just got to give the fans what they want in a more direct way. Like the Bryan Daniel Bryan run back in 2014 was one of the craziest things that's ever happened in pro wrestling, because Bryan got over in spite of all the losing. He got over in spite of the company telling the fans in real life, hey, this guy's not up to the same level as some of the other guys.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of wrestling promotions today think that everyone can be booked that way. And I don't think that's accurate. Just my opinion on that. So we'll see where this story goes with him. And I hope for his sake he's able to get that title back, because Mike Santana is a really good representative for TNA. So is Kaz. I love Frankie Kazarian. Yeah. I don't think you'd find anyone arguing that Kaz shouldn't have had a chance to hold the world title at some point. It's just maybe time and place. So we'll see.
And I am with you on that, John. I think there are times where your fan base makes up its mind about what they want. And once they decide that and they've made that determination, you need to kind of roll with it. And you need to give them what they want. Like, you don't cater to people who just kind of have things that are not the majority. There's people who are always going to spout off things that the majority of your fan base does not agree with. But once you have the majority of your fan base supporting some concept, I think you need to roll with that concept and get all that you can out of it, because at the end of the day, it is important that you appease these people that are ticket buying fans and people that are constantly watching your product.
Speaking of watching products, you watched the Ariel Helwani interview with Tony Khan?
Good segue. I did get to see bits and pieces of it. The first thing I saw is where there was a clip and it had my name in there, and I was added on there many, many times across all of Twitterland. And I did see it. It was it was interesting. That's why I posted it, just to put my quotes out there, just so people saw exactly what I said as far as the whole TNA WWE relationship. Because I feel like my words were manipulated a little bit in some way, saying that, the whole reason the TNA WWE relationship exists is because of to hurt AEW, which isn't what I said. I just said I think the relationship may have come into existence just because TNA was actually in existence, more than anything else. And they took it and ran with that. But I thought it was very nice how Tony said, like, I love Matt and Jeff, multiple times. And he said, I enjoyed working with them. They were great to work with. And I think it's cool that Matt said that. He voiced his opinion. One thing I do take a lot of pride in, and I do it here every single week. And, there are some people that give me credit from it. Some people just think like, oh shit, he's just another grifter, like all these other old timers, whatever. I really take a lot of pride in trying to be as fair and as honest and like, down the middle as possible when it comes to giving my opinion. I try and be very objective. I try and say, this is kind of how I see the truth of the matter. And this is what I think is fair. And this is a fair assessment. And I try and roll with that. And you'll never hear me get on here and start burying someone. I don't have negative shit to say about anybody. Life is too short to be fucking focused on, negative things you hate, things you dislike. I just, that's something that is mind-boggling to me, that people get so focused on things that they hate or they despise or things they have absolute disdain for. I never say negative things about things I might not particularly like or whatever. I just try and be fair and objective. And I really do feel like here on the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy, we are one of the most fair and objective podcasts that are out there. Oh boy, I don't know where your speaker went, but I do like your headphones.
She's gonna get a guest cameo credit for this episode.
You are, yeah. Hey, are you listening to the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast? You go, yes.
Extremehardy.com.
Yeah.
Yes, it's great.
Exactly. There you go.
I don't know. Ask Maxwell. Maxwell probably knows where the speaker is.
I told you, but he wanted.
What a rib.
Oh yeah. I don't know the speaker you speak of.
Well,
all right, bye, princess. I'm almost done. Leave me alone, please.
It's crazy because I know you have your differences in how you see wrestling with Tony Khan, but you got a lot of love for Tony, and I know you were very greatly appreciative of how he treated you on a very human level there, and I know you got a lot of love for TK. So
I do. I mean, I've never said anything negative about Tony. I don't have anything negative to say about him. I'd say, things didn't work out like I would have liked it to, but part of that was Jeff's fault. And there are people who say fuck Matt Hardy because he said they didn't utilize the Hardys the right way. I have addressed that how many times on here, John, over and over with Jeff. Jeff has addressed it a countless amount of times. Sure. Yeah, Jeff fucked up in 2022. And I was about to look for that clip. If we know where that clip is, John, if you actually know where that is, and I go all into it about I understand this happened. Jeff made this mistake. He got in trouble. He'll come back and maybe, we'll get the opportunity for him to earn the management's trust back, whatever. And if not, then it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I felt like when Jeff was around for 4 or 5 months, maybe they could have given us another opportunity. He seemed like he had kind of, proven himself to some degree, and he didn't. And we didn't talk shit about AEW at all. We just went somewhere else, and then we started anew. That's kind of what we did. And as far as Tony goes, Tony took great care of me financially when I was there, especially with things I was able to do outside of AEW. Those were extremely financially successful years for me. And I mean, he was very respectful of employees. The way he views wrestling is not the exact same way I view wrestling. And there's some things there that I would definitely do differently in a perfect world. I think I would cater to a different, wider audience, I think, as well. I would focus a little more on storytelling, but I mean, whatever. It's Tony's company. It's Tony's money. Tony's the boss. He gets to call the shots. That's how it works. That's America, guys. That's how it is. If it's your company and you're the boss and you're paying the bills and you get to call the shots. That's how things work right now.
Land of the free, home of the Whopper. That's how they do things around here in the good old US of A. As my boy Bruce Springsteen said, I'm a long gone daddy in the USA.
There you have it.
Well, people might be saying, fuck Matt Hardy. That's true. People do say this a lot. It's just what they do. But all that matters, Matt, is as long as you're fucking something, you got Blue Chew in your pocket.
Oh boy.
And that's truly
Oh boy.
all
There
that
we go.
matters in this world. Because with Blue Chew, you can enter the room dick first. Blue Chew isn't just a tablet. It's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, longer lasting, like someone gave you downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. Sometimes you're just fat Hardy and you're looking after a cheeseburger. Maybe it's caught your eye.
Sometimes I'm called Fat Hardy. Sometimes I'm called Fat Hardy for all the right reasons, though. You know what I mean?
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's. I would imagine that you can get fatter even quicker with Blue Chew too. So that's how we're doing things around here. These parts we've really been pushing it with the Blue Chew ads the past few weeks. But we love this product and we love their support of the extreme life of Matt Hardy. Blue Chew has been supporting wrestling podcasts for a long time, and let them support your sex life. This isn't just about performance. This is about legacy, your third legacy. Give her group chat something to talk about, and when you lay it down, they're talking about how it gets up. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we got a special deal for our listeners. As always, get your first month of Blue Chew free. Just use promo code Hardy at checkout and pay $5 for shipping. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time at BlueChew.com for details and safety information. And a big thanks to Blue Chew for their continued support of Fat Hardy and the extreme life of Matt Hardy. All right, we wasted enough time. Let's get to the Matt fact. I'm skipping the whole bit. Hit us with that Matt fact.
Matt fact. Matt is extraordinarily proud of TNA.
Okay. did she?
That's a Trey Miguel shirt. It was a gift.
I'm sorry.
Was that audible? I hope that was audible.
Oh, yeah.
Please tell me that was audible.
Oh, yeah. Right after the Blue Chew ad, nonetheless.
Yeah. Oh, Evie has ran in here 10 times. So we've had a lot of pauses, but thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, it was, I just wanted to shout him out. It was a nice gift.
You look like RVD.
Matt Hardy. There you go.
There.
All right. So you got a lot of love for TNA. Everything TNA is doing right now. You're very proud of them.
Yeah, I am. I'm very proud of the community and the brethren of the whole TNA team and the way they've been working together, and all that even ties in. Like, man, watching back that match, when Nic Nemeth was on Raw as Dolph Ziggler, he was out there busting his ass, and he is somebody I worked with him before I left, and he was around a little bit when I was there. We were on different shows the majority of the time. He was doing his thing with Bobby Roode, but this has been my first opportunity to really work closely with him in many, many ways, and I've greatly enjoyed it. I've greatly enjoyed getting to know him and getting to interact with him, and it just he's one of the examples. There's just so many guys that just work so hard and are so selfless at TNA right now, and I'm really happy at how hard everybody has worked to make things come together. And 2026 is going to be a big year. It's going to be a big deal for TNA. Yeah,
a lot of people. There's a lot of rumor and innuendo this week that we could be closing in on some new media rights. Anything you can say about that?
We'll see. Hopefully by the beginning of 2026, we have something announced.
Okay.
We shall see, man.
Fingers crossed on that one.
Lots of great conversations going out there with many different places. So
okay,
it's gonna be very, very interesting.
All right. Well, we talked about Nic Nemeth briefly, but he had a big moment this past week, I should say. He was Solo Sikoa's mystery opponent at Madison Square Garden in the Last Time Is Now tournament for John Cena's last match. He got an amazing reception. It was so loud for Nick at MSG. And when I'm watching him make this entrance, I'm there in person, I'm watching him, I'm just saying to myself, man, this guy was like one of the true unsung heroes of WWE for the past 20 years. And I never really feel like he got his due recognition. So let's give him a little due recognition here. You remember meeting him 20 plus years ago in his Kerwin White days when he's working with old Chavo Guerrero. Tell us about it.
As the caddy. That's when I first remember meeting him. I remember him coming in. There was a big run-in, there was a big run-in, a big chaotic brawl that was going on, and he was very unsure of like what was going on. He was kind of new to this, just being caught up from developmental. And I remember someone blasted him at some point in this deal. And I remember thinking like, wow, this a new guy just kind of starting. What a weird position to be put in, right from the jump. And he did that whole caddy thing with the Chavo, which was so wild, Kerwin White, right? And it's amazing that he went from that to who he became as Dolph Ziggler. One of the hardest working, most unique bumping, most talented in-ring competitors, most organic looking in many ways. There's so many things that he just stood out and was so good at, you know what I mean? And on top of all that, a really, really good dude at his core. So it's crazy how far he's came. And even following the whole deal of him being the caddy for Kerwin White, he was thrown into a group of damn cheerleaders, as the Spirit Squad. So he definitely he withstood the test of time, no doubt, and he was able to break out and become champion a couple times, which is very much a credit to him and his talent and ability.
Any Spirit Squad stories in your pocket?
None that were really good, because a lot of the time the whole Spirit Squad deal was going on. I want to feel like they were on Raw and I was on SmackDown.
Yes.
Kind of like,
let me ask you, what was the buzz in the locker room about the Spirit Squad?
I think a lot of people just thought it was super silly. Old timer people obviously hated it. And they're just like, what are they doing? What are they doing with these guys? Are any of these guys any good? Or are they just all jokes? Like, what are they doing? Are they trying to get rid of all these guys? They're putting them out there as male cheerleaders. It was interesting. They ended up doing a couple things with, DX and whatnot. I think it was hard for people to just take them serious. You know what I mean? Most of the people on the roster, but it was another example of him overcoming this this casting. And there's a lot of people who have done that, right?
Well, you've talked a lot in the past about wrestlers being handed shit deals, something they gotta just wrestle with and deal with. From
you gotta make the most of your opportunity, whatever it is, right?
Yeah, he gets thrown with Vicky Guerrero. There's not really any true chemistry with them at first, but man, did they start to get over together. And they became a really good act on TV together. And it kind of helped him get to that next level. Then he gets paired with AJ Lee and Big E. And this guy's like a top guy. I know you're not in the company at this point, 2012, 2013, but he becomes a top guy. And he has
no doubt.
He has that iconic Money in the Bank cash-in after WrestleMania 29, which I think is one of everyone's favorite cash-ins.
Right.
And it really felt like he was about to just cement himself on that next level. And I don't think by any fault of his own, but he didn't really get there in WWE. Why do you think that is?
I think he's one of those guys. I think Vince liked him, but there was that.
What would he not like about him? Because here, let me
that he wasn't 80 pounds heavier, 60 pounds heavier.
Well, Rajiv says this: Ziggler was one of my favorite wrestlers for a long time. Hated how he was booked when he was full-time in WWE. Is it fair to say making people look so good all the time was his downfall? Because he's right. They would throw Ziggler in matches all the time with guys that they wanted to get over. He would bump his ass off for them. He would give them really compelling matches, and most of the time he'd lose to them.
No, for sure. I mean, that in some ways that does work against you, but I mean, sometimes you wrestle yourself into a corner, and maybe this is part of the thing. Vince saw him. Vince said, "Well, he's a really good hand. He makes people look really good, but I don't know if he is the guy that I want as the faceplate of my company. We can have him up there circulating with those guys, but he is at his best when he's going out and having a killer 20-minute match and he's elevating someone else and making it making it look like this person is murdering him. You know, I mean, he could have wrestled his way into that. And once again, I think that's not the proper way to view wrestling. I think if you have someone that is extremely talented and they have a gift of selling and putting people over and making them look great like that, he would take the most towards the end when I was there in 2010. He would I worked with him quite a bit on the road. He would take a side effect, and I remember he would go straight up and he would go up, he would kick his legs up, and he would land like high on his shoulders and back, like a high angle, and then he would stick and he would like spin like a top and then collapse. And like he would do this on house shows all the time. He's like, oh, let me see if I can take that bump. He even said that one time when we first did it at TNA. He said, oh God, let me see if I can remember that bump I used to take with a side effect. He said it was so cool. But he was extremely talented and also very selfless when it came to that. Like it was important to him to try and make people look good. Like if you watch back the match he had with Solo, right? Whenever he took the Samoan spike, whenever he took that front
God, he looked
turnbuckle,
like he got shot. It was crazy.
All that stuff was so good, and he's really talented at doing that. And I feel like I've even heard him address some of the stuff after he had his world title run, right, in TNA, and it ended, and they were doing that. And once they decided to segue into him teaming with his brother for a little while, I know his concerns was he didn't want to be de-elevated from his status. He didn't want to lower himself. And Tommy said, look, man, I'm not Vince. Like, I'm not going to do that. I respect your talent and how good you are, whatever. We're going to still keep you here. We're just going to put you in something different to kind of freshen you up a little bit. And I think that's those comments are probably trauma comments from stuff with Vince.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Where there's people who have worked with Vince who they felt like, oh my God, like this is my opportunity. Like he made me a champion, whatever, but like it lasts very short. And Vince doesn't really see you as like the long-term champion. He doesn't see you as the flag bearer. He sees you as like the means to an end. He sees you as a way to get to wherever he wants to go with somebody else. And then you kind of slide down after
It's
that,
crazy because his two biggest comparisons, people always say with Nic Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler, Mr. Perfect, and Shawn Michaels. You would think someone like Vince would be all about someone like that. So you think it might have been a size thing?
Size could have had something to do with it. He could have not been aggressive. Like,
so was he too selfless?
Yes. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, because he really is selfless. Like if you look at the way he works, is very selfless. Like, Shawn Michaels, before he had his time off with his back surgery. I mean, Shawn Michaels, if he would have been asked to do some stuff and put people over and he would have made a big deal out of it. You know what I mean? Like he was super protective of himself, almost to a degree where it's like too much. And Nick, I don't think Nick has that in him. He doesn't have that in him. And that's what I was even saying, some of that trauma coming through, some of the stuff he was talking to Tommy about when we were having some of those conversations about where is his elevation going to be in the current standing of the company. He didn't want to get, he didn't want to get Vinced like he was at WWE. You talk about Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. I mean, he was a bigger guy. He was extremely talented. I know that Vince liked him a lot when he was there too, and still, like, Kurt Hennig, you can say that Ziggler or Nic Nemeth did better than him at the end of the day, because Nic Nemeth did pick up 2 world titles where Kurt Hennig never won one. That always upset me. I feel like he is the one guy who really should have had one. You know what I mean?
Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect. Kurt Hennig,
more than Roddy.
Roddy also deserved one. I think he should have had one at some point too. But yeah, Kurt Hennig was a guy. I mean, Kurt Hennig was one of my personal favorites, especially when I was in my formative years. And I remember he had that thing going with Hogan for a while. I was like, man, if he beats Hogan for the title, I'm gonna be so happy. I'm gonna be so happy. It was just like another reason to turn on Hogan at that point.
Sure. Listen, he had a really good WWE run, but I have a hypothesis with Nic Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler. He was there for almost 20 years. I think, and I'm curious what you think about this. If he had pulled a Cody Rhodes
Yes.
around
No,
2016,
I would have said that too. He just been there too long. Sometimes, one thing I'm a big advocate of now too is like sometimes you can't be somewhere for too long. As crazy as that sounds, even if that's your home, if you're in your prime years, if you're still a go-getter, if you can still bust your ass, if you can still work on a top level, you just can't. Sometimes they feel like they've done everything they can with you, and they just kind of take you for granted in some ways. Sometimes you need to leave and go somewhere else that has a whole new lineup of opponents to wrestle. It has new matchups. It has new opportunities. And yes, I do think if Nic Nemeth would have won a title or two. When did he win? He won his first title in what year?
well, he was handed a title his first feud with Edge, like
Right.
2011, I think it was, and he wasn't really in that position yet. They were like toying with the idea, and they quite literally handed him the title. He didn't even win it, but
Right.
he won the title in 2013. So
And that was the Money in the Bank cash in.
that was the cash in on Del Rio.
Yeah, but right, but because I knew because he never had like a legit big match where he earned the title by winning the match. Correct. I feel like it's one of those things. If he would have had those 2 title wins and I don't, his contract was coming to an end, whatever, and there was some place he could have gone and maybe bet on himself, then who knows? Maybe things could have changed then. But also at that time, we were kind of in the state of a monopoly, as far as WWE being really the only company, because that's kind of where we're getting to the point where TNA has started to slack back off a little bit, especially when it had a chance and it kind of came off Spike and whatnot. When did it leave Spike? It may have still been on Spike then, but it was getting off.
Yeah, around that time. It would have been around 2012, 2013.
Yeah. And it's just it's one of those things where being a business person, you think about all your options, like, well, I guess I could go out here and roll the dice, but I'm walking away from a lot of money.
Even a little later. So this is something I had heard. I had been told this a while back. You can ask him, confirm this. This is not me reporting this. This is just something I had heard years ago. That around 2017, 2018, we're a couple years after Cody did his thing, and Cody's becoming a big star in the Indies, New Japan. They're about to launch AEW. I had heard that he was planning on trying to leave WWE and was going to, Ziggler, I'm talking about, was going to leave WWE and was going to try to do what Cody did, essentially.
Right.
And it didn't end up happening. I had heard that from a few different people. Could it be rumor and innuendo? Absolutely could. There could be nothing to it. But I think if he had done it, 2017, 2018, I think there's a timeline where he's like one of the top stars when AEW launches there, truthfully. I really do believe
100%.
that.
Yeah.
And that could be a whole different trajectory, right? Of what happens with him. But he was such a good soldier, and he really was. This is not a disparaging comment to him. He was a great soldier. But it makes me wonder what could have been, right?
Right.
If he had done that.
No, I mean, no doubt about it. No doubt. He was a good soldier. He was a superb soldier for WWE for many, many years, and he's made money. He's been on TV, and that's something that's important. But, sometimes you have to leave and you have to change. I've said this many times in the past, like I could tell when I came back to WWE in 2017, especially when Jeff was out hurt and I was working with Bray, and there were times where we'd come back and like Vince would like read Wyndham the Riot Act, and I'd be like, "Is there anything I could have done better?" Or anything? He said, "No, you were fine. You were following. You were paying attention. You were doing that." But I think you realized too, like Wyndham kind of had that mentality, like, "Oh my God, like Vince is kind of like this father figure to me. Like I can't let him down. Like this sucks." And he's like, I think with me, he realized like, I don't think he gives a fuck. He'll go to Ring of Honor, or he'll go to TNA, or he'll do whatever. He'd go to Japan, I do whatever, because I'm just kind of like a journeyman at that point. And sometimes you do need to switch things up and change places to keep yourself fresh, put on a new coat of paint.
Look, he comes back to WWE for this Monday Night Raw show. Fans are chanting, "You still got it." And it's
Yeah.
like, man, he never lost it. And, Matt, sometimes we like to chant, "We still got it," around here at the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy, especially when we are rocking Mars Men. And I want to tell you about Mars Men because this is our first time getting a chance to talk about Mars Men here on the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy. This is very, very true. I mean this genuinely. When I hit 30, I immediately started to feel changes in my body. My metabolism totally changed. I started to have less energy, and I work a lot of jobs. I got to be go, go, go. I was having less energy. Your libido can drop. Things hurt more. This is a very real thing that happened to me when I turned 30 a few years back. It hit me like a brick wall. And when someone mentioned Marsmen to me, I'm like, all right, let's hear him out. And they're saying your body makes testosterone, but a lot of it actually gets locked up and it can't be used. You got to think of it that way. There's this protein called SHBG, and it basically handcuffs your testosterone. So even if your body's making it, the protein locks it up so you can't actually access it. And Marsmen is designed to help free lock testosterone so your body can actually use it. We're not talking about synthetics here. There's no needles. It's just real ingredients that actually helps your body get to work. And it comes in a super convenient package right here. It's about the size of my hand. And since I started using Marsmen, I've got more energy. I turned 33 in a little over a month, 2 months now. The grays, they're coming in, man. And I've already started to feel in the couple weeks since I started using Marsmen, I'm feeling some of that energy return. It's gradual. It's not sudden. And I think that's because it's unlocking something that's naturally in my body. Now, you, my friend, you know better than anyone. Your skills have deteriorated quite a bit over the years. How's Marsmen helping you out in that sense?
I mean, it has been cycled in. Obviously, I have been a big advocate of using testosterone products that help you, that are supplemental, that can help boost your natural testosterone. And I do like to cycle mine in and out, but right now using Marsmen, it has been very successful. It has really given me a kick. It's given me a little step up in my game, and I am digging it. I am digging it thus far, and I would recommend anyone, especially, I know you said 32, about to be 33. I am 51.
Oh, shit.
Next year I will be 52, and I still feel internally like I am 35. Is kind of what I would say I feel like, and I do. I think supplements. I think Marsmen is a great testosterone product that helps boost your natural levels and does help you regain some of that lost injury, some of that lost vigor that you may not have currently as you get older.
And Marsmen comes with a 90-day money back guaranteed. So there's no risk. Worst case, you don't love it, you get your money back. But over 91% of users report higher energy levels. Thousands of guys are feeling incredible results already. You can just check out the reviews on the website to see for yourself. So for a limited time, our listeners, this is crazy here. Ready? Get 60% off for life, brother.
Wow.
And 2 free gifts when you use Hardy at mengotomars.com. That's mengotomars.com. Use code Hardy at checkout. And after you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy and tell them that your boys sent you there. So I want to get back to Ziggler here for a second. And we know he's had this great run with TNA and everything he's doing right now. He's got a lot of equity for the company, but obviously everyone's going to associate him with WWE. I think, Matt, Dolph Ziggler has a case that he very well may be the single most underrated wrestler in WWE history. I want to list his accolades here real quick. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
2-time world champion, 1-time NXT champion, 6-time Intercontinental champion, 2-time US champion, 4-time tag team champion, Money in the Bank winner, Triple Crown champion, and a 2-time Slammy Award winner, by the way. If you ask me, man, that might be one of the greatest WWE careers ever in totality. What say you?
No doubt. I mean, he he had a tremendous career in WWE. I mean, anybody who's there for a 20-year stretch is very talented to be able to survive and be around that long. That you are talented, and the fact that he has won all those championships and that is quite a decorated list of championships. You just rambled off then. Yeah, he very well could possibly be the most underrated WWE superstar of all time.
Hall of Famer in your mind?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. There's a lot of people with a very small percentage with 10-15% of that in their career that have gone into the Hall of Fame. So yes, he is absolutely a Hall of Famer.
I agree with you. How do you feel seeing him in a Madison Square Garden get that reception?
So happy, man. And I just think about how happy and how satisfying it was when myself and Jeff returned to WrestleMania 33. And whenever I see someone have a moment like that, it just takes me back to that. And I know how that made me feel. And I'm so happy that they get to feel that same rush. It's very special, especially for someone who loves the business, someone who has dedicated their life to the business, someone who has sacrificed their body for decades to the business. It makes me happy, man. Anytime I see those moments, I smile and I'm so proud for them. And as I'd said before too, just getting to know him a lot better at TNA now, because it's the first time I've really worked with him in the same company where we've kind of worked on the same show. Obviously, we worked on the same level. We're in the same hotels always. I love the fact that I always see him. A lot of times Jeff is up, before the sun rises, but I'm usually one of the ones who comes down a little bit later. I'll wait because I know all the cardio machines are full. If I'm just in the gym hotel, there's usually 2 ellipticals and they're packed. I'll wait till a little later in the day to come do my workout. I'll get up, I'll do my cold plunge, I'll hang out, and then I'll go work out a little later. And a lot of times the last 2 people that are working out before they're going to work at the building that day are myself and Nic Nemeth. And anytime I walk in, I love the fact that I'll see him on the treadmill. He's walking, starting to slowly get into a jog, into a run. And I'll be on the elliptical for 30 minutes. And, there it is. Look at us. Last to go in, brother. I said, playing our bet cards hard. That's what we do. I said, plus Jeff and I have to stay 3 or 4 hours later than everybody else anyway every night. But it's been great. And just getting to chat with him, talk with him. When we worked and had the little program with him and his brother, it was such a blast when they came to the house. They were both so great with the kids. They enjoyed hanging out with the kids. It was just so funny when he popped big whenever Maxwell ran out and grabbed him one time. Oh my God, you're back.
I got tickets from there.
Okay.
Yeah, I said I can open it.
Oh, you want me to open it? Okay. So whenever they were, I don't know if I can open this. Oh, here it is. It's from the side.
Oh man.
Well, there's
Now
Barty.
we got a full-on attack here.
Here it's open. Barty, say hello.
Hi.
Say
It's a
hi.
house party invasion.
You should say like.
And
Say like.
then
No, say like.
like,
Comment.
comment,
Subscribe
subscribe.
to the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast. All right. But whenever they were out here, they were great with the kids. Ryan especially was great with them. But just hanging out with Nick, we ordered. There were some Valentes here, an Italian place that is over in Bass, and we ate and got to sit back and chat. And we had a real good time, and it was so much fun. There was a point where he used my Corvette to drive over as that was their rental car, and he sat on the road. He said, "Oh my God," he said, "I've been out on this road sitting here as we're shooting for 15 minutes, and there hasn't a car has not ran. There hasn't been a car. I hadn't had to move this. I've just been able to sit here to pull into the gate as we shot the thing over and over again, which it was a pretty unique thing. He thought it was a pretty special experience coming to the compound because it is truly in the middle of nowhere.
I'm surprised he ate Italian food. He put carbs in his belly. I'm shocked by that.
Yeah,
Knowing
yeah.
the type of shape he's in. Crazy, man. Crazy. He's an all-time great talent, in my opinion, and severely underrated. I was very, very happy to see him get his moment on Monday Night Raw. And hopefully he goes into the WWE Hall of Fame sometime soon because he definitely deserves to be there. Maybe Matt Cardona can induct him and they'll just rib each other nonstop along the way. It'll be good stuff.
Yes, indeed.
and I hope that he gets his moment because he deserves it. Anything
And
else you want to add here?
What's that?
Anything else you want to add on it?
I was just going to say, also, I don't think it can be understated how he was a pretty important part of this current TNA resurgence as well. I think him coming in following the pandemic era and being the champ, someone who was a credible name, who had been a WWE champion a couple times, who had been a top guy, at least gravitating, around that area for a long, long time. Him being the champ, I thought was very good at giving TNA equity, in the beginning too. And I think he was one of the people that really kind of got people buzzing about TNA a little bit more there. And then we had the whole Joe Henry thing, and then there was the partnership thing. I came back, and then Jeff said, "Damn it, Matt looks like he's having fun. Like TNA is always taking great care of me. Like, let me go to TNA." And that's kind of when the ball really started rolling. And the event I look to more than anything else is that Against All Odds 2024, whenever I had that singles match with Moose and Jeff return, that it felt like everything changed following that point. And just, they had a lot of these cool elements in place. Nic Nemeth was there. He was working. Later, we did this heel turn, obviously, with him. But, Joe Henry, he was viral. There was the partnership starting to go on. The Hardys were back in TNA. And there was a lot of really cool things happening. So I think he's a big part of that, too. And I think he's very proud to be at TNA, and he's enjoyed his time at TNA. It's been very different for him because he's just been like a WWE lifer, so that it was new to him to work on the indies. And I think he's enjoying doing different things and kind of making his own schedule in some ways too. Like I know he's digging a lot of things, and I know he's taking some more bookings over to Australia and just kind of getting to make his own schedule. You know what I mean? Which is nice. You're not there being said, it's not WWE where they're saying, okay, you're here. This is where you're at for the next 4 months. And I don't say anything. This is where you're at the next 4 months, period. Where he's like, okay, well, I would like to have a couple weeks off here, maybe to do this or do that. So I'll kind of book around that, and I'll make my own schedule. And I think he's kind of appreciating, enjoying that as well.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to have his matches cut either for time. So I think that's probably something he's enjoying as well, all things considered. Good stuff, man. Really good stuff. Shout out to Nic Nemeth, crushing it right now. Extreme Life and Matt Hardy is crushing it as well. We want you on board. AdvertiseWithHardy.com is how you do that. Advertise your business, your product in front of thousands of listeners and viewers every single week. That's AdvertiseWithHardy.com. And of course, one last time, we've been doing it every week since September. The Hardy Party, New York City, HardyBoysLive.com with a Z. Get your tickets now, folks. This is going to be the extravaganza of all extravaganzas this fall at Connolly's in Times Square, November 22nd, 11 a.m. doors. It's going to be incredible. Matt and I are going to hit the stage. We're going to get things going. Brother Nero is going to follow up. Q-Tip and Con Top going to tear the house down. And then we're going to rock it with the biggest meet, greet, and delete of the year. It's just going to be such an awesome time. And, Matt, with these smaller meet and greets, too, where it's not a convention, 8-hour signing, everyone's really especially going to get a great, intimate, up-close, in-person moment with the Hardys. And I know you guys take a lot of pride in that. That's very
absolutely. I mean, we enjoy it. It means a lot to us because we are very aware that without these people that have supported us for years upon years upon years, some decades upon decades, there would be no us. So we're very grateful for these people, and we love sharing experiences with them. Because at the end of the day, we're human beings, just like the people who support us, who have watched us for 20 years are. And I love nothing more than having a genuine moment of authenticity between someone who has supported myself and Jeff, and who has watched myself and Jeff, and just being able to interact with them. And for me, I love to be able to give back and just say thank you for supporting us. It means a lot, man. And once again, it is time. November 22nd, it is here. If you're listening to this, it's tomorrow. If you're listening on Friday, if you're listening on Saturday, it's that day. So get ready, get in gear, and head on over. Conley's in Times Square. We will see you in New York City at 11 a.m. on November the 22nd.
The words have been spoken. We'll see you next time right here on The Extreme Life of Matt Hardy.
Delete!
everybody. So by now you've heard me bragging about saving people money at savewithconrad.com for years, but I thought, you know what? Don't take my word for it. Let's ask someone who really did save with Conrad. Let's welcome in Tyrus. Tyrus, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good, Conrad. How about yourself?
Man, I'm delighted to talk to you. I got to ask, what made you come to Save with Conrad originally?
Well, first, I'm a return shopper, if you will. I was listening to the podcast years ago now with you and Bruce, and I just figured we were in the mode for a refinance, and I heard you guys save money, so I called you guys, got hooked up with Jimmy way back then, and that's really how the ball started to roll.
So initially you were interested in lowering your monthly payments, or did you want to knock out some credit card debt, or what was your goal the first time you went to savewithconrad.com?
It was mostly just to get the lower rate, but there's a little bit of credit card debt in there too, so we rolled that all up.
And you got a cheaper monthly payment on the other side of that?
Yeah, yep. And with this time that I used, it saved me quite a bit a month. Yeah.
So let's talk about what brought you back to Save with Conrad. First of all, thank you for using us not once, but twice. I appreciate that. But that was your needs back then. When was that? Was that 2020 that you did that before?
Yeah, it was around that, maybe 2019, somewhere around that.
Okay. So now a few years later, your needs have changed. What prompted you to go to savewithconrad.com this time?
Well, we were looking to refinance once again because we bought during the high rate time. And we had, a little bit of credit card debt, and we thought, why not hit that refinance button? And originally, we were thinking, why not just go through the national brand that was servicing our loan? I called one of them over there, and he crunched the numbers, and he said, no can do. Sorry. And then I thought, I'll just stay with Conrad again. And I called, and the delightful Frances answered, and you know her.
Oh, yeah.
And the first thing after I told her what the national brand said, she just said, are they stupid? We can save you money. And she got the ball rolling. I worked with the OG Larry and saving $425 a month.
All right. I love to hear that, man. $425 a month. I love that, dude. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
If you had someone who was on the fence, because I know that there's a lot of people who just know me as the wrestling podcaster, but if you had someone who listens to my pods and they're on the fence about whether or not this is a real service and can he really do this? I mean, what would you say to that?
Absolutely do it. It worked for me multiple times, from Jimmy way back when to Francis and Larry. It just, the whole team, they just had nothing but great things to say. They're easy to work with. They worked well with the inspectors and everything like that. It's just a great experience, and I would recommend it to anybody.
Well, I'm glad that we were able to help save you some money, and I would be delighted if we could help save you and your family some money. Do what Tyrus did. Go right now to savewithconrad.com. You can talk to a live person, get a quick quote, or just drop us an email directly at conrad@savewithconrad.com. And of course, we can still do it the old school way. Give us a call toll free at 888-425-0105. Thanks for all the time today, Tyrus. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Conrad.
That's number 2129, Equal Housing Lender. Savewithconrad.com.